Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is June 12th. June 12th, 2024. And I want to do a quick update. Matter of fact, and I'm done trading. I'm done. It's 9:13. I've been done for almost 30 minutes. I took one trade that I lost, and I took another trade that I made money. I'm going to show you both those trades. I did not do a video on Monday because it's like, for those of you that are aware, there's been some rhythmic issues. I dicked and dunked some trades on Monday, but it was just not my traditional stuff. I made like $300 per account, and then yesterday it was even worse. So I made like, I don't know, $40 per account. I took like three trades yesterday that all three of them worked, except they came back, snapped me out um, before they ever went anywhere. Today is FOMC day, so I was waiting for the 8:30 news. I was going to focus on gold and see if I can get a good setup. I'm going to go over that specifically after. In detail, what I did, what I was thinking, yada yada yada, and you'll see the simplicity. Because if you watch this series of videos that I've been doing for like the last 2 weeks, you will see a pattern. Okay, and what you got to do in trading is keep trading the pattern as long as it's making you money. So that's what I did today, man. I hit the one I hit for a win. Again, same scenario. It hit, and it was such a sharp win. I couldn't even grab my target and move it. I mean, you'll see. I mean, I literally, because I manage from the bottom up. I manage my stop first, my target second, when I'm looking for these quick trades, not these 5 minute red lines that can kind of hang out a while. That's a total different. But this was a 1 minute gold line trade off of a daily high, and I mean, I manage it from the bottom up in terms of a long. And once I got my stop where I wanted it, once price moved away from the entry zone, I didn't even get a chance to grab my target and move it to where it should have been. I mean, I left probably $150 on the tables, but I still made $300 today. I was done. I mean, it was all the same setup. You'll see that. I mean, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, I trade Apex PA accounts. I have I have five of them. So, um, you know, I trade very conservatively, because like the trade that I got that actually worked, I was two contracts. But if you're doing five accounts, that's really 10. I like the duplicate accounts versus 10 accounts, because it kind of spreads out your risk. But I also but I also know in the back of my mind, holy crap, you just entered a trade with 10 contracts. I mean, I still know that. There's nothing I can do about it. So again, the mental side of trading is by far my biggest challenge. It's not seeing the patterns. I think you probably kind of can see that. But anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you this trade. I'm going to show you one trade that I took in the NQ on Monday, also, because I want to show you the pattern of exactly what was happening and why I took it. All right, so give me just a second. I'll show you the charts. Okay, so this is gold, and this is, let me just clarify something. Today is FOMC day, so I knew I either get into a trade and get it over with early, or there's just not going to be any trading. Because I expect the market to be relatively flat all the way to the announcement at 2 o'clock. because the only people that know the announcement ahead of time is Goldman Sachs themselves, but we don't need to get into that. So anyways, so let's just talk about the trade that I took. And I was frustrated because yesterday we had data issues, and I knew yesterday was the day I needed to make money, because I forgot to mention this, but I'm not going to be in town Thursday or Friday. I'm going out of town to a wedding. I'm going up to Notre Dame, as a matter of fact, in South Bend, Indiana. And then and I'm not going to be back until either Sunday evening or Monday. I'm not sure. So I knew I was going to be missing some trading days. And I'm not a big fan of trading FOMC day, but hey, you got to go with the cards you dealt. So anyways, let's talk about the trade. So this by the way, this is the pre-market. Okay, can you kind of get an idea that the market was really dormant? They were waiting for that 8:30 news, which is CPI, and it was tons of 8:30 news, core CPI, that kind of stuff. So I knew there was going to be a huge move. So what was going through my mind? Well, first off, this thing took off, as you can see, after the news. The 8:30 was the news. It took off, and then it started doing this. But then when I saw this, and by the way, I saw this live right here. I saw that live. It literally did. This is not an after the fact touch. It actually pierced that 9 EMA and then shot straight up. And I was like, okay, good news. They're respecting the 9 EMA. Okay. And now we get to, by the time I entered my trade, I'm, 13 minutes after the news. So, but I'm only going to take a trade if, we meet rules, that kind of stuff. So let's talk about the trade that I took. Let's kind of blow this up so I can see better. So what do we have? Well, we have a Donchian Channel high right here. See, price pushed up just like we had one here, but we didn't get a smooth pullback because we went down, up, and then down, and this up was not higher than this up. So everybody see how that's not a smooth pullback? Granted, the trade worked, okay, but I'm looking for the smooth pullback. So what got me nervous was this big red candle came down here, and this was red at the time, touched there, and then slammed straight up. And I said to myself, oh, crap. They're probably going to do the same thing over here because history has a tendency to repeat itself. So I was like, okay, since this was a smooth pullback, see, this is a lower high, lower high, lower high, and then this big red candle reached down. I was going to do a one in here and then one off the break. Okay, so that I would do 2 contracts total. So, but what happened is this went in and price just kind of sat in here, and I moved my stop just a few ticks below this pivot, and it rolled over and took me out. Okay, so I lost. Well, now again, remember, this was one contract. The second would have been going in out here if it shot straight up from this candle. Okay, but what ended up happening instead is price continued to do what it was doing this way. So this is the actual trade. Forget the trade I took, the initial one. This is the actual trade that I'm about to show you, that I've showed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in my recent videos. This trade right here, this Donchian Channel high, happens to also be a daily high. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. This candle right here, when this one closed, you have your entry long here. Then this one closed, your entry long here. I entered 2 contracts there. Boom. This candle, by the way, this one right here, sat right here. I mean, literally sat at the top of this candle. I had my order 1 tick up, which would have been, I had it at 44.4. I got slippage to 44.5. Okay. But it sat right there at the top and didn't do anything for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, oh crap. getting me nervous. So, and the reason I'm telling this part of the story is because you got to understand, once it did go through, I'm grabbing my stop and I'm kind of trying to figure out, okay, where did we have inside this candle mentally, because I'm watching, where did we have resistance, like where do I think it's going to hold? So I'm kind of moving my stop up. And remember, my target's up here at 46.5 right now. I mean, when this trade goes in, it's set for 20 because that's what the market's been doing, is 20. So I have my ATM set at 20 ticks. So what happened? Well, when it went through and took me in the trade, it also just sat there with me being up $20, $40, $20, $40, $20, $40. It never actually went negative that I remember, but $20, $40, $20, $40. And I'm like, shit. Because if it just sat there when that candle closed, I was probably going to close out the trade, because I expected an immediate reaction. And after knowing that I'm not going to be able to make up a loss later, I've already got a loss right here. Knowing I'm not going to be able to make it up because it's FOMC day and I'm going to possibly do something stupid trying to get my money back, I was getting sweaty nervous. So I'm still focused on my stop here. Then all of a sudden, I mean, probably not even 10 seconds left in this 1 minute candle, and this thing shot straight up. I slammed my stop in here and I went to go grab my target. And I mean, this candle closed and bam, it literally was through it like that. So I'm like, okay, whatever, it's over. But I left probably because I should have had my target about, I'd say 47.50. I should have had another, so I should have made $200 more. I should have made $200 more because I should have had my target a tick or two below the top. So I left $200 on the table on the way I would like to have had this trade go. But anyways, I'll still take the $300 and call it a day. I'm done. I'm done. You might ask me, well, what do you mean you're done, Bob? Well, I mean, I understand this thing kind of continued to do, a little bit of it. Let's see here. It rolled up, never touched. Then it did this pull back here, and it did touch here, broke here. But now you're looking at 47 to 56. That's 10 ticks, not even 10 ticks. 47.7 to 50, 56.5, 56.6. I mean, now you're getting into that flattening out phase where, even though the pattern may be there, if the expansion and contraction in the movement is not there, you're asking a lot out of a trade. So there's nothing else going on. It's flattening out. Here's a perfect example of flattening out. Right here. Hold on here. What do I mean by flattening out? Hold on here. Let me grab this. This is flattening out. That's flattening out. Here's the news. There's the news in NQ. That's flattening out. Now, how the hell are you supposed to trade any of that? And that's exactly what I was anticipating was going to happen. Now, it'll get a little crazy when NQ opens and stuff like that, but I do not anticipate a lot of price action today, knowing that FOMC is this afternoon. Anyways, so let me find that NQ trade that I took 2 days ago, and I will put that on the chart in the video. Okay, this is the NQ. This was Monday, which would have been the 10th. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, I'm realizing something. This isn't the win that I thought it was, but that's okay. But I want to show you, because I want to show you the pattern. Okay, so we had price in the NQ. We had price go from one side of the overnight open across to the other side, created a donkey and high pullback straight into the overnight open, right into the overnight open. I took that long right there. It ran up. I was looking for it to go to the top of the box, and then it turned around, rolled over, took me out, and I got it. I made like a point and a quarter or some garbage like that. Nothing to write home about. Why do I bring this up? Well, because this pattern right here on a crossover retest. Now this is different from it coming from the zone it's been in all day or whatnot. You know, price has been in all day down here or been in all day up here, and then it comes and hits it and runs back. But on a crossover retest, you know, you should be looking for a relatively smooth pullback on a crossover retest. Crossover retest. For those of you that don't know, support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. That's the whole concept of a crossover retest. So this is a crossover retest. That should have gone back to here. You created a daily high. I mean, all the signs were there. It just didn't do it. Isn't that frustrating? Yes, it is. Until you get to the afternoon, and it actually did it. After 1 o'clock, you did a crossover, again, crossover, daily high. Look at that pullback, boom, boom, back to the daily high. So it ended up, the pattern I tried to do in the morning ended up working in the afternoon. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that. I dicked and dunked, like I said, I think like $300 on Monday, but nothing really worth talking about because trading data I was having trading data problems and whatnot. And then yesterday was even worse. I'm going to be gone for the next few days. So no, I didn't blow up my accounts and not posting videos or some stupid stuff like that. Anyways, everybody have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.